Hey, it's Samantha, and I wanted to come on here and ask for your help in the form of donations. We have had a lot of medical bills recently, and we spent 6 hours at the vet yesterday. Um, and we did a lot of tests to try and help the bunnies in our care. We have a lot of medical needy bunnies and disabled bunnies, and I wanted to go through each one and tell you exactly what we did and why we are raising funds to help them live a happy, healthy life. So your donations are extremely important, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart to be able to allow me to help these bunnies through your kindness. And so we'll start with Miss Puddin. Miss Puddin to a vet initially. Hey girlfriend, and they basically just said to euthanize her, that there was no point, it was too much on the animal husbandry, and she did not know, in my opinion, enough about splayed leg rabbits. So then we went over to a exotic bird hospital, and we are waiting for her to be in her ideal weight, so she is pretty young. And when she reaches about 6 months of age, then we can reassess and figure out what type of surgeries we need to do to help her, because her hips are so far forward that it creates a pocket, and her genitalia is in that pocket, so she pees and poops into this skin pocket, which is like a fold underneath, and so that has to be cleaned out once or twice a day and kept very clean. We apply some cream to make sure her skin doesn't get irritated. But otherwise, she is very happy. She's very curious and did great at our visit yesterday. And so we got her vaccinated, we got her microchipped, and did a fecal, made sure that there was no parasites or worms, and all of that came back negative. So we'll be back in 3 weeks for her vaccine booster, and then we will check her again when she is a little bit older, because she's about 4 months old right now. And then we went for Bear. Bear is this handsome lop here, and poor Sugar, he just has really bad teeth issues, the worst we've ever seen, including some of our vets. And he is a lop, so this eye right here usually has some drainage, and that's because his teeth are pushing against his tear ducts. Hey, so he's super sweet. He loves to snuggle. He needs to lose a little bit of weight, but he does not eat hay. And this is what his teeth looked like. So we did skull x-rays, and then she also put a camera and looked at his teeth, and you can see all the discoloration, which she usually sees in stray rabbits, but he was an owner surrender who just did not eat a lot of hay. So our best guess right now is diet as to why his teeth are like this. And he's actually missing his bottom right tooth that broke off at some point with the owner surrender, and it is not going to grow back, and a lot of these other teeth eventually are going to crumble and fall apart because they're just not strong enough, they're not healthy. And thankfully there's no tooth rot, so we don't have to extract any of them in terms of like there being an infection. But he is going to need monthly teeth trimmings, and we're going to have to check on those teeth often to make sure that we don't have to pull any or change anything else. So for Bear, we did a physical examination. We did blood work just to make sure that his blood levels were okay, because his temperature was 104.4, which is kind of high for a bunny. So a bunny is 101 to 103. We just want to make sure everything was going on and he wasn't fighting an infection. We did the radiographs. He was vaccinated, so he had his first dose, and then she did trim a little bit of those teeth there that were sticking out because one of them was already creating a small ulcer in his mouth. So poor baby, his fecal was negative, so no worms. And then our latest intake, Miss Zoe. Everyone say hi to Miss Zoe. So she is a head tilt bunny, and she already went to a doctor who didn't really do any testing and just gave some medication, which did help temporarily, but then when the medication was finished, she regressed, and we took her into our care this past Tuesday. So thankfully, Exotic Bird Hospital had a cancellation, and we took all 3 bunnies yesterday. And she had her physical examination. We also did skull x-rays to make sure that there was not an infection in the ear, because most of the time head tilts are caused by ear infections. However, there was nothing that she saw. She did not see anything in her ear physically either when looking in with their equipment. And so we did blood work. The blood work looked fine. Her fecal was negative, and we are sending her blood work off to test for E. caniculi and Pasteurella. She did have fleas, so we did have to treat her. We went ahead with 2 different types of medications just to make sure that we get everything all gone. And Miss Zoe does need some extra care in terms of supplies, which I just ordered. So we have the bowls that stay to the cage so that she can't roll around in the bowl or flip it over, and her water. So her water is over here, and this helps a lot because it's a small mouth and she can't roll in it like our giant ones over there. We also are using U-Haul, the double U-Haul pee pads, the reusable pee pads, because these are the thickest, so that when she does fall over, she will land safely. And then we have our stuffed animals to help prop her up, and a different type of litter box that's very short to see if we can assist her to use the litter box without rolling in her fecal. So we have had a lot of medical cases recently, with also surgeries as well. So our regular spaying and neuter surgeries. There's Carrot there. Miss Puddin's eating. And we've had to also get some new equipment to accommodate for these special need bunnies, as we normally don't have this many at once. So again, thank you for looking at this video, following and supporting us on social media, going to our events. I just really appreciate it. The bunnies extremely appreciate it, as they are able to get medical care and get it fast and get everything they need to be happy and healthy and hopefully adopted in the future. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and thank you so much. Bye.